Secret tea traps. 6 everyday mistakes sabotaging your health after 60. Do you believe tea is always a healthy choice, especially as we age? Think again. While often seen as a comforting and beneficial beverage, tea, depending on how and when you drink it, can actually disrupt sleep, interfere with nutrient absorption, or even worsen existing health conditions. This may sound surprising, but for seniors, even small changes in tea consumption can have a noticeable impact. In this video, we'll uncover 6 common tea-related mistakes older adults make, habits that seem harmless but could be silently working against your well-being, especially after 60. These aren't myths. They're practical insights based on how our aging bodies respond to different beverages, food combinations, and lifestyle patterns. And the best part? Every one of these mistakes is easily avoidable with a simple adjustment. Stay tuned until the end because you might be surprised by what you learn. Changing even one of these habits could mean the difference between better sleep, improved digestion, and increased energy throughout the day. Let's get started. Number 1. Drinking tea right before bed. A warm cup of tea before bed often seems like the perfect soothing ritual to wind down the day. The gentle warmth, the calming aroma, it all points towards relaxation and a peaceful night's sleep. However, for many, especially those over 60, this comforting habit can actually be a major sleep disruptor, leading to nighttime awakenings, restless sleep, and daytime grogginess. The culprit? Caffeine. Even decaffeinated tea contains trace amounts of caffeine, and these small amounts can still linger in the system for hours, interfering with the body's natural sleep-wake cycle. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to caffeine's effects, and what might have been a harmless bedtime routine in younger years can transform into a significant sleep obstacle. This sensitivity is partly due to changes in our metabolism and partly due to age-related shifts in our circadian rhythms, the internal clock that regulates our sleep patterns. Imagine someone like Margaret, 72, who cherished her nightly chamomile tea ritual. She believed it was helping her relax and prepare for sleep, but she consistently woke up multiple times throughout the night and felt perpetually tired during the day. Unbeknownst to her, the chamomile tea, while calming in the moment, was actually contributing to her sleep problems. Upon consulting her doctor, she was advised to shift her tea time to at least 2 hours before bed. The result? A dramatic improvement in her sleep quality. She began sleeping through the night and waking up feeling refreshed and energized. It wasn't the tea itself causing the issue. It was the timing. This scenario is surprisingly common. Many older adults unknowingly sabotage their sleep with a well-intentioned cup of tea before bed. As we age, our sleep becomes more fragile and easily disrupted. Factors like hormonal changes, increased stress, and underlying health conditions can all contribute to sleep difficulties. Adding caffeine to the mix, even in small doses, can exacerbate these issues. Instead of relying on tea right before bed, consider alternatives that actively promote sleep. A warm glass of milk, for example, contains tryptophan, an amino acid that helps induce sleep. Certain herbal infusions specifically formulated for sleep, such as those containing valerian root or passion flower, can also be beneficial. Even a simple glass of water can help hydrate the body and prepare it for rest. Creating a calming bedtime routine is crucial for fostering good sleep hygiene. This might include taking a warm bath, reading a book, listening to relaxing music, or practicing gentle stretches or meditation. The key is to establish a consistent pre-sleep routine that signals to your body that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. By avoiding caffeine close to bedtime and incorporating sleep-promoting activities, you can significantly improve your sleep quality and wake up feeling rested and rejuvenated. Number 2. Adding too much sugar. A little sugar in your tea might seem harmless, a small indulgence to sweeten the experience. However, this seemingly innocent habit can have significant long-term consequences, especially for those over 60. Over time, excess sugar can contribute to a cascade of health issues, including weight gain, inflammation, and blood sugar imbalances. For seniors, these issues can exacerbate existing health problems like diabetes, heart disease, and arthritis, and increase the risk of developing new ones. Consider the case of George, a 78-year-old who loved his tea sweet. He'd add several spoonfuls of sugar to every cup, a ritual he'd enjoyed for decades. He wasn't consciously tracking his sugar intake, simply enjoying the familiar sweetness. Over time, however, he noticed a gradual decline in his energy levels. He felt increasingly fatigued, experienced unexplained weight gain, and noticed fluctuations in his blood sugar levels. Concerned, he consulted his doctor, who, after reviewing his diet, advised him to cut back on the sugar in his tea. It turned out that those seemingly harmless spoonfuls were adding up to a significant amount of sugar each day, contributing to his health concerns. Switching to natural sweeteners like stevia or honey, or even better, learning to appreciate the natural flavors of tea, made a significant difference in George's energy levels and overall health. Within a few weeks of reducing his sugar intake, he noticed a marked improvement in his energy. His blood sugar levels stabilized, and he even began to lose some of the weight he had gained. He realized that the sweetness he craved was masking the subtle, complex flavors of the tea itself. He began to explore different varieties of tea and discovered a whole new world of taste sensations he had previously missed. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at processing sugar. What we could tolerate in our youth, when our metabolisms were faster and our bodies more resilient, can become a metabolic burden later in life. This decreased tolerance can lead to a range of health problems, including insulin resistance, weight gain, and increased inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation, in particular, is a key factor in many age-related diseases, contributing to joint pain, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. By reducing or eliminating added sugar in your tea, you're supporting your body's natural balance and reducing the risk of developing these serious health issues. Beyond the direct health consequences, excess sugar consumption can also impact our mood and energy levels. The initial sugar rush is often followed by a crash, leaving us feeling tired, irritable, and craving more sugar. This cycle can be particularly challenging for seniors, who may already be experiencing age-related declines in energy and mood. By breaking free from the sugar cycle, we can experience more stable energy levels, improved mood, and a greater sense of overall well-being. So, the next time you reach for the sugar bowl, consider the long-term benefits of enjoying the natural flavors of your tea. You might be surprised at how quickly your taste buds adapt and how much better you feel. Number 3. Steeping tea for too long. A perfectly brewed cup of tea is a delicate balance of flavor, aroma, and beneficial compounds. However, this balance can be easily disrupted by oversteeping. While many believe that steeping tea for longer extracts more flavor, the reality is that it often leads to a bitter, astringent taste, and can even diminish the health benefits of the tea. This is especially important for older adults, as oversteeping can release higher levels of tannins, compounds that can interfere with iron absorption. Tannins are naturally occurring polyphenols found in tea leaves, and while they contribute to the color and flavor of tea, they also have a binding effect on iron. When tea is steeped for too long, more tannins are released into the brew. These tannins can then bind to non-heme iron, the type of iron found in plant-based foods, making it less available for absorption in the digestive tract. For older adults who may already be at risk for iron deficiency due to age-related changes in digestion and dietary habits, this can be a significant concern. Iron deficiency is a common issue among seniors, and it can lead to a range of unpleasant symptoms, including fatigue, weakness, shortness of breath, pale skin, and even cognitive impairment. Iron is essential for carrying oxygen throughout the body, and when iron levels are low, the body's tissues and organs don't receive enough oxygen to function optimally. This can result in decreased energy levels, impaired immune function, and a general decline in overall well-being. Imagine Eleanor, a vibrant 68-year-old who always steeped her tea for a long time, believing it made it stronger and more flavorful. She enjoyed her daily ritual of a strong cup of tea, but over time, she started feeling increasingly tired and weak. Everyday tasks became more challenging, and she found herself needing more rest than usual. Concerned about her declining energy levels, she consulted her doctor. After conducting some blood tests, the doctor discovered that Eleanor was iron deficient. Upon inquiring about her dietary habits, the doctor learned about Eleanor's tea steeping practices. It turned out that her habit of oversteeping her tea was contributing to her iron deficiency. The doctor explained to Eleanor the importance of proper steeping times and the negative impact of excessive tannin intake on iron absorption. He advised her to reduce her steeping time significantly and to incorporate more iron-rich foods into her diet, such as leafy green vegetables, beans, lentils, and fortified cereals. He also recommended that she consume vitamin C-rich foods along with her iron-rich meals, as vitamin C enhances iron absorption. Eleanor followed her doctor's advice diligently. She began steeping her tea for the recommended time, usually between 3 and 5 minutes, depending on the type of tea. She also made a conscious effort to include iron-rich foods in her daily meals. Within a few weeks, she noticed a remarkable improvement in her energy levels. She felt stronger, more vibrant, and able to engage in her daily activities with renewed enthusiasm. The simple act of reducing her tea steeping time and improving her diet had made a significant difference in her overall well-being. Different types of tea have different ideal steeping times. Black teas, for example, are typically steeped for 3 to 5 minutes, while green teas and white teas often require shorter steeping times of 1 to 3 minutes. Herbal infusions, which are not technically teas but infusions of herbs, flowers, or fruits, can have varying steeping times depending on the specific ingredients. Experiment to find what you enjoy, but generally, avoid steeping for more than 5 minutes for most teas. This will help you get the most flavor and benefit from your tea without the negative consequences of oversteeping. You can also consult the packaging of your tea or look up online resources for specific steeping recommendations for different tea varieties. By paying attention to steeping times, you can enjoy a delicious and healthy cup of tea, while also ensuring that you're not hindering your body's ability to absorb essential nutrients like iron. Number 4. Drinking tea on an empty stomach. Drinking tea on an empty stomach, particularly first thing in the morning, can be a surprisingly common habit. For some, it's a comforting ritual, a way to gently awaken the senses and prepare for the day ahead. However, for others, especially those over 60, this seemingly harmless practice can lead to a range of digestive discomforts, including stomach irritation, indigestion, nausea, and even heartburn. While some individuals may tolerate it well, the delicate lining of the stomach can be particularly sensitive to the compounds found in tea, especially when consumed on an empty stomach. The reason for this sensitivity lies in the way tea interacts with our digestive system. Tea contains tannins, naturally occurring compounds that contribute to its characteristic flavor and color. While tannins offer certain health benefits, such as antioxidant properties, they can also have an astringent effect on the stomach lining. This astringent action can cause the stomach to contract, potentially leading to discomfort and nausea, especially when the stomach is empty. As we age, the lining of our stomach becomes thinner and more susceptible to irritation, making us more vulnerable to the effects of tannins. Imagine Frank, a 75-year-old who loved his morning cup of strong black tea. He'd wake up each day and immediately brew a pot, savoring the rich aroma and the comforting warmth of the first cup. For years, this had been his routine, a pleasant way to start the day. However, recently, he began experiencing stomach discomfort shortly after drinking his tea. He noticed a gnawing sensation in his stomach, accompanied by occasional nausea. At first, he dismissed it as a minor inconvenience, but the discomfort persisted, eventually affecting his appetite and overall well-being. Concerned, he consulted his doctor, who, after a thorough examination, inquired about his dietary habits. Upon learning about Frank's tea drinking routine, the doctor suspected that the tea, consumed on an empty stomach, was the culprit behind his digestive issues. The doctor explained to Frank the potential impact of tannins on the stomach lining, especially when consumed on an empty stomach. He recommended a simple yet effective solution: eat something small before having his morning tea. This could be as simple as a piece of fruit, a slice of toast, a handful of nuts, or a small bowl of oatmeal. The purpose was to provide a buffer in the stomach, protecting the lining from the direct impact of the tannins in the tea. Frank followed his doctor's advice, and to his relief, the discomfort soon subsided. He continued to enjoy his morning tea, but now he made sure to have a small snack beforehand. This simple change made all the difference, allowing him to enjoy his tea without the unpleasant side effects. As we age, our digestive systems become more sensitive, and what we could easily tolerate in our younger years may become a source of discomfort later in life. This increased sensitivity is due to a variety of factors, including changes in stomach acid production, a decrease in the protective mucus lining of the stomach, and age-related changes in gut motility. These changes can make us more susceptible to the irritating effects of certain foods and beverages, including tea consumed on an empty stomach. If you experience any digestive discomfort after drinking tea on an empty stomach, try having a small bite to eat beforehand. This will help to coat the stomach lining and protect it from the potential irritants in the tea. Choose easily digestible foods that are gentle on the stomach, such as a piece of fruit, a slice of toast, a handful of nuts, or a small bowl of yogurt. Pay attention to your body's signals and experiment to find what works best for you. You may also find that certain types of tea are more likely to cause discomfort than others. For example, strong black teas tend to have higher tannin content than lighter teas, like green tea or white tea. Herbal infusions, while not technically teas, can also cause stomach upset if consumed on an empty stomach, depending on the specific herbs used. By listening to your body and making small adjustments to your tea drinking habits, you can continue to enjoy the pleasures of tea without compromising your digestive comfort. Number 5. Ignoring herbal tea interactions. Herbal teas, with their soothing aromas and often delicate flavors, are frequently perceived as gentle, natural remedies, a harmless way to address minor ailments or simply enjoy a comforting beverage. While many herbal teas offer genuine health benefits, it's crucial to remember that natural doesn't automatically equate to safe, especially for those over 60. Just like conventional medications, certain herbs can interact with other medications, supplements, or even pre-existing health conditions. These interactions can range from mildly bothersome to potentially serious, impacting the effectiveness of medications, or even exacerbating underlying health issues. Consider the case of Mary, a 70-year-old woman who enjoyed a daily cup of St. John's wort tea. Known for its potential mood-boosting properties, St. John's wort seemed like a harmless addition to her routine. Mary also took medication for high blood pressure, a common condition among older adults. Unbeknownst to her, St. John's wort can interact with certain blood pressure medications, potentially reducing their effectiveness. This interaction caused Mary's blood pressure to fluctuate, leading to dizziness, lightheadedness, and other unsettling symptoms. Concerned about these new symptoms, Mary visited her doctor, who, after a thorough review of her medications and recent dietary changes, identified the St. John's wort tea as the culprit. The doctor explained the interaction between the herb and Mary's blood pressure medication, advising her to discontinue the St. John's wort tea. Once Mary stopped drinking the tea, her blood pressure stabilized, and the troubling symptoms subsided. Mary's experience highlights the importance of consulting with a healthcare professional before incorporating new herbal teas into your diet, especially if you're taking medications for any health condition. This is particularly crucial for older adults, as they are more likely to be taking multiple medications and managing chronic health conditions. Even seemingly benign herbs can have potent effects on the body and can interact with medications in unexpected ways. For example, chamomile tea, often touted for its calming properties, can interact with blood-thinning medications, potentially increasing the risk of bleeding. Similarly, ginkgo biloba, often used to improve memory and cognitive function, can also interact with blood thinners and may increase the risk of bleeding. Another important consideration is the potential for herbal teas to exacerbate existing health conditions. For instance, while licorice root tea can be soothing for some digestive issues, it can also raise blood pressure, which could be problematic for individuals already managing hypertension. Similarly, some herbal teas may have diuretic properties, potentially increasing urine production and leading to dehydration, especially in older adults who are already at higher risk of dehydration. The key takeaway here is to treat herbal teas with the same level of caution and respect as you would any other medication or supplement. Don't assume that just because something is natural, it's automatically safe. Before adding a new herbal tea to your routine, take the time to research its potential effects and interactions. Reputable online resources, such as the National Institutes of Health's website, can provide valuable information about the safety and efficacy of various herbs. Most importantly, consult with your doctor or pharmacist. They can assess your individual health situation, consider your current medications and health conditions, and advise you on whether a particular herbal tea is safe and appropriate for you. By taking these proactive steps, you can enjoy the potential benefits of herbal teas while minimizing the risks of unwanted interactions or complications. Number 6. Using tea as your primary source of hydration. Using tea as your primary source of hydration can be a surprisingly common mistake, especially among older adults. While tea, particularly herbal infusions, can be a flavorful and enjoyable way to increase fluid intake, it should never replace water as the primary source of hydration. Relying solely or heavily on tea for hydration can lead to dehydration, a condition that can have significant health consequences, particularly for seniors. As we age, our thirst mechanism often becomes less reliable, making it easier to become dehydrated without even realizing it. This diminished thirst response, combined with a potentially reduced ability to conserve water efficiently, makes older adults particularly vulnerable to dehydration. Imagine David, a 79-year-old gentleman who loved the ritual of making and drinking tea, He enjoyed a variety of teas throughout the day, from the invigorating boldness of a morning Assam to the soothing comfort of an evening chamomile. He rarely drank plain water, believing that his copious tea consumption provided sufficient hydration. Over time, David began experiencing a range of troubling symptoms. He felt increasingly fatigued, even after a good night's sleep. He noticed persistent headaches that seemed to come and go without any discernible pattern. His skin became dry and itchy despite using moisturizing lotions. He also found himself feeling more irritable and experiencing occasional bouts of dizziness. Concerned about these accumulating symptoms, David decided to consult his doctor. After a thorough examination and review of David's medical history and dietary habits, the doctor diagnosed him with mild dehydration. He explained to David that while tea contributes to fluid intake, it doesn't provide the pure, unadulterated hydration that water offers. Certain types of tea, particularly those containing caffeine, can even have a mild diuretic effect, meaning they can increase urine production and potentially contribute to fluid loss. The doctor stressed the importance of drinking plenty of plain water throughout the day, even if David continued to enjoy his regular tea consumption. He advised David to aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of water daily, in addition to his tea intake. He also suggested that David carry a reusable water bottle with him as a visual reminder to drink water regularly. David took his doctor's advice to heart. He began consciously increasing his water intake, making a point to drink a glass of water first thing in the morning, before each meal, and throughout the day. He also carried a water bottle with him, refilling it as needed. Within a few weeks, David noticed a remarkable improvement in his symptoms. His energy levels increased, the persistent headaches subsided, his skin regained its suppleness, and the bouts of dizziness disappeared. He felt revitalized and realized the profound impact of proper hydration on his overall well-being. David continued to enjoy his daily tea ritual, but now, he made sure to prioritize water as his primary source of hydration. Water is essential for countless bodily functions. It helps regulate body temperature, transport nutrients and oxygen to cells, flush out waste products, lubricate joints, and maintain healthy skin. Dehydration can disrupt these essential functions, leading to a range of symptoms, including fatigue, headaches, dizziness, dry skin, constipation, muscle cramps, and even confusion. For older adults, dehydration can be particularly dangerous, as it can increase the risk of falls, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, and other serious health complications. In severe cases, dehydration can even be life-threatening. Therefore, it's crucial for seniors to make a conscious effort to drink plenty of water throughout the day, regardless of their tea consumption habits. Keep a water bottle handy and sip on it regularly. Choose water over sugary drinks, which can further contribute to dehydration. Eat water-rich fruits and vegetables, such as watermelon, cucumbers, and spinach, to supplement your fluid intake. Pay attention to your body's signals and drink water whenever you feel thirsty. If you experience any symptoms of dehydration, such as fatigue, headaches, or dizziness, consult your doctor immediately. By prioritizing water intake and staying adequately hydrated, you can maintain optimal health and well-being as you age. Tea can be a delightful and healthy part of your daily routine. However, like any food or beverage, moderation and mindful consumption are key, especially as we age. By understanding how tea interacts with our bodies and making small adjustments to our habits, we can continue to enjoy its benefits without the unintended consequences. Consider which of these mistakes you might be making. It's not about giving up tea altogether, but about making informed choices that support your health and well-being. Small changes can make a big difference. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our latest tips for thriving in life after 60. Your support helps us create more valuable content like this, absolutely free. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.